Unsolved 1944. The cases of 6-year-olds Peter Wilcox and Paul Riley. Peter Wilcox and Paul Riley were found dead in a railway locker in a disused railway parcels delivery van on a sidings platform next to Leicester's LMS main station. It was found that the hasp of a padlock on the locker that formed part of the driver's seat had been passed over the staple, making it impossible for them to have opened the locker from the inside. They had gone missing on the Sunday evening, 30th of April 1944, and during the initial search, the cab of the van had been looked into, but they were not seen. They were later found on the 8th of May 1944 by a lorry driver who, whilst waiting on the platform, casually lifted the lid of the locker. It was thought that they might have squeezed themselves into the locker whilst playing, having either lowered the lid or the lid having fallen shut whilst they were in it. It was thought that when the lid had shut, the hasp had then fallen over the staple and that they were imprisoned. The locker had been 29.5 inches by 13 inches and 20 inches deep. It was noted that the mail was being loaded from the platform on which the van was standing the whole time that the boys had been missing, and that hundreds of railway workers and post office staff would have passed within touching distance of it during that time. The railway sidings had been combed by the LMS police, who had also searched trucks, horse boxes and carriages. During the search for them, static water tanks were dredged, and cellars in factories near their homes were visited. They had both lived in Peel Street. The case was compared in the newspapers to the tragedy of the Ballad of the Mistletoe Bough, an old song in which the daughter of a Lord Lovell, on her wedding day, was playing hide and seek and chose an old oak chest to hide in. However, the ballad states that the chest had a spring lock that left her imprisoned in it, and her skeleton was not discovered for many years afterwards. Nothing more is known about how the boys got into the locker, whether there had been any third party involved, and the case remains a mystery to this day. The Fox Street goods yard is now a car park.